Hi everyone, it's Brandy from Little Britches, and this is seller newsletter number 3 for our fall 2021 sale. This will hit your inbox September 3rd. Okay, so let's fly through this. How do you get paid? This is obviously a question that sellers often want to know. So first, know that payments generally will reach you within a week of the sale date, but we ask that you allow at least 3 weeks. Allow us 3 weeks in case we can't get money transferred over or some technical issue happens. But I really think it's important that I get you your money as soon as I can. So please know that I put a high priority on that, and as soon as I can get you your money, you will have it. We do have two different payment options. So our default is check. So if you do not elect otherwise, you will receive a check, a paper check in the mail. And that does go to whatever address you have in your consignor account. So if you're getting a check, please double check that address and make sure it is accurate. If you would prefer PayPal, if you've signed up for it in the past, I'm going to assume that you want it again unless you tell me otherwise. If you aren't sure if you signed up or if you need to sign up, go ahead and click the link that's in the email and it's going to take you to the Google form that's going to tell me that you want PayPal. There is no PayPal fee taken out on your end. Um, Doing it that way, it's a different kind of payment that we do in order to take the payment out on, so that the fee does not come out on your end. And it requires us to transfer the money first, which means that that can take a couple days. So be aware that PayPal will not be instant. I start that transfer process just the second I can, and I will pay you just as soon as that money is transferred. So um, because of that, PayPal will often reach you about the same time as the checks. However, with PayPal, you're not having to rely on mail getting to you on time. You're not going to have to, mess with depositing the check. It really comes down to preference. We do prefer PayPal. It's a little bit simpler on our end, but ultimately, please choose whatever is the best option for you. All right. So if you want to shop even earlier, so remember, as a seller, you get to shop at 6:30 the night before the public sale, so you do get to shop early, but the volunteers are shopping before you, okay? So if you would like to shop with the volunteers, we strongly encourage you to volunteer. In exchange for working a 4-hour shift, you get to shop at 5:30 instead of 6:30, and then you are also welcome to share that 6:30 pass. Um, and so you can make your volunteer selection in the consigner account. You can just go right in there, and it's right there. Not only do you get to shop earlier, but a well-staffed sale is always going to be a sale that sells better because we keep things organized, keep the line moving. Volunteering is also a great way to become better acquainted with a sale. I always, always, always hear sellers say that are volunteering say, "Oh, I didn't think of packaging it like this," or "I think I would price this differently next time had I, seen all of these," or maybe even thinking of things to sell at the sale that you wouldn't have considered otherwise. Um, it really, really does help you with your selling. So if you can volunteer, I would strongly encourage it. A few other little all over their notes. First time consigners, just another reminder, make sure you visit our website and understand all of the seller information, especially if you are brand new to our sale or if you only sold last fall in our online sale. There are some differences with our in-person sale. Selling, especially if you are brand new to the sale, can be really overwhelming, and we understand that. We want you to feel prepared. We want you to feel like you know what's going on. On our website, if you click New Sellers, Start Here, there's arrows at the bottom of each of those pages that will click you through so that you can gather all of that information. If you read it and you're still confused, you don't understand, you have a question, please don't hesitate to reach out. I do not mind answering questions. That's what I'm here for. I want you to feel prepared, and I want you to feel like you know what you're doing, okay? Um, one tip that I can give you for when you are when you are entering your items is to sort them first. So a lot of sellers, especially with clothing, will find that first by maybe getting all of their boys 4Ts together, whatever. You don't then that way you won't have to change the size. The size will stay the same until you change it again as you are entering items. So that's one less thing you have to change. It also means that once you have everything entered and tagged, everything is already sorted, so you won't have to do that again for drop off. Um, so I would encourage you to consider sorting first. If you are bringing a very large number of items, I strongly recommend entering and tagging in chunks as opposed to entering everything and then tagging all your items. Sometimes it can get a little challenging to try to figure out which shirt that description matched to, or you might have trouble finding an item, or you might get everything entered and then, you know, you lose something in a pile that's somewhere else. It just becomes a big headache. So what I typically do, I'll tell you, is I will kind of make my pile, enter, 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 enter until the pile kind of gets to be enough. It's going to fall over. It's just too much stuff. Maybe fill up a tote, some kind of marking off point. Print those tags, tag those items, get them out of the way, move on to my next thing. And so that just makes it a much less overwhelming process. Okay. Speaking of the tag descriptions, these are super important, and sometimes sellers don't always realize that. Tags will become unattached to the sale. It just happens. If we find a tag that is lonely or an item that is missing a tag, they both get put in the same spot, and we will try to match those items back up. We are really good at it if the descriptions are good. So for example, if you have a blue Nike shirt that loses its tag, and we have that blue Nike shirt, and then we have a tag come up that says blue Nike shirt, we can be pretty confident to put those items back together, get them on the sales floor, and get them sold. However, if that tag just says shirt, I can't match those items. I can't be confident that they go together. So you are going to end up with an item that is untagged and not on the sales floor, and a tag that is not going to be earning you any money. Okay, so please make sure you give good descriptions so that should they get separated, we can kind of reconnect those items and know that they go together. Also consider using the tag description to highlight things about the item that you want to catch the buyer's eye. One really good example is if an item is new with tags, I would definitely put that on there. Maybe an asterisk, say new with tags, because there's a lot of our buyers who are, they might stop and take a second look if they know that it's brand new, or if maybe it's a desirable brand, or if it's a sports team. If it's K-State, put Kansas State on there because those are always going to be good sellers when they're in good condition. Another thing is do not save your item entry for the last minute. I cannot emphasize it strongly enough. I know it's tempting to wait, and some of you will, but I strongly encourage you to get your items entered, particularly the things you do not want to keep after the sale, the things that you want to be in the system, because our system will shut down September 19th at 10 p.m. It shuts down, okay? You will not be able to enter any new items. You'll still be able to print them, but you will not be able to enter new or edit. So please make sure you have all of your items entered by that time. We do reserve the right to shut down the system early should we just kind of max out the number of items we can reasonably sell in a sales period. We want you to have a successful sale as a seller, and that's not going to happen with an overstuffed sale with too much for shoppers to shop through. I cannot even begin to guess whether or not we would have to close down this time. Between COVID and our first in-person fall sale in 2 years, I genuinely have no idea if we're going to have to shut down early. However, if we get to about 5,000 away from that number, I will shut the system down. Or excuse me, I will let you know that you have about 5,000 more items that can get entered, so then you can be prepared. But please don't wait, especially get those items. You absolutely will be bummed if you cannot get into the sale. For sure, get those items entered, even if you can't enter everything else right now. Let's see, last couple things. Drop-off appointments, please make sure you have a drop-off appointment. You will need one to bring your stuff to the sale. Keep in mind that they are broken down in 15-minute windows. However, you need a plan to spend closer to 30 to 45 minutes. So that 15-minute window is when we are expecting you to arrive. Plan to spend closer to 30 to 45 minutes depending on how many items you have. We do have volunteers available to assist you. Tables and racks will be very well labeled, so you'll be able to see where everything goes. I'll tell you, we have a lot of first-time sellers who are really nervous when they first come in about putting their items away. Once they get going, they're totally fine. They're pleasantly surprised to learn that it's much easier than they expected it to be. So please don't stress about it. If you have any problems when you get there, we'll help you. Not a big deal. If you are planning to pick up any unsold items, please make yourself a pickup appointment. If you cannot pick up your items, you have a couple of options. You can donate, which even if you can pick up your items, you can also choose to donate. So you can donate any or all of your items. Keep in mind, we keep these all to local organizations. We have people who come and shop the sale after it's over, that they get to shop for free items. These are families that are referred to us from local organizations. So they are families who are in need. And then anything that's left over after that, Judy from Toys for Manhattan picks them up, and she's amazing. She will distribute anything that's better suited for another organization in town. She actually distributes it to them. So I can't emphasize enough how strongly we believe in keeping our donations local, and that is what we do. So those are who's going to benefit from items you do not sell, that you do not want back, that you want donated. if you are wanting items back and you cannot make seller pickup, please make sure to find somebody else to pick those up for you because you do have to make it in within that time frame, and make sure they understand what they're doing. Um, all right, I think that is it. If you have any questions, please let me know. Be sure to read seller newsletters 1 and 2 if you have registered in the past week. Um, kind of getting down to that grind where we're not too far away from the sale. It's very exciting. So hope you all continue doing an awesome job getting your items entered. Don't hesitate to ask if you have any questions. Thanks.